In the final days of World War II, as Hitler lay dead and Japan begged for surrender, a quiet decision was made in a room far away from the battlefields. No headlines, no public vote, just a pencil, a map, and a straight line drawn across Korea. That line would split a nation, separate families, and trigger a war that never truly ended. This is to tell you that World War II didn't just blow stuff up, it created North Korea. Before there was North Korea, there was only one Korea. But they were not just chilling around like what we see in Korean love movies. In 1910, Japan invaded and annexed Korea, turning it into a colony. For 35 years, Koreans were stripped of their language, culture, and identity. They were forced to bow to the Japanese emperor, serve in Japan's military, and work in brutal conditions. By the time World War II reached its climax, nearly 2 million Koreans had been mobilized into Japan's war machine. But that was just the beginning of their story. In August 1945, the bombs fell on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrendered. The war was over, and suddenly America and the Soviet Union were like, wait, who controls Korea now? The answer: two foreign superpowers who barely knew anything about Korea, the United States and the Soviet Union, made a last-minute deal. They divided Korea along the 38th parallel. The US would occupy the south and the Soviets would take the north. It was supposed to be temporary. It wasn't. As the Cold War crept in, the temporary divide hardened. In the north, the Soviets installed a young guerrilla fighter named Kim Il-sung, trained in the USSR, loyal to Moscow. In the south, the Americans supported Syngman Rhee, a Western-educated nationalist who was fiercely anti-communist. Neither side wanted to give up power, neither recognized the other, and both believed they were the only real Korea. The peninsula was now a powder struggle between the big boys. In 1950, Kim Il-sung made his move. North Korean troops stormed across the 38th parallel, aiming to reunite the country by force. The US and its allies rushed in. China joined on the side of the North, and suddenly Korea became the front line of the Cold War. And by the end of the Cold War, nothing changed. The border remained right where it started, but this time it was reinforced by landmines, guard towers, and decades of hostility. Korea was never supposed to be split forever, but when empires collapse, it's the people left behind who pay the price. Today, that pencil line drawn in 1945 still separates one of the most secretive regimes in the world from one of the most advanced. And it all started when World War II ended.